this is Claudia from the Bookkeeping Experts. I've been a bookkeeper for over 20 years and I come across lots and lots of questions. Now, one of the most popular one is, how do I link my bank account into QuickBooks? It's a simple one, and we're gonna go over that with you today. All right, here we go. We are logged into QuickBooks. On the left-hand side menu, go ahead and bring your cursor into banking. Click on banking. And here, this is a simple company. We already have 3 accounts linked. On the right-hand side, you want to click on link account. Okay, it's not going to let me do here, but it should show the bank accounts, the possible bank accounts you can use. And then you want to go ahead and click on whatever. If you have Wells Fargo or Bank of America, Citibank, whatever you want to use, you want to click on the one that you have, and then you're going to log into your account as if you're logging into your bank. Wanted to let you know this is completely safe. Excuse me. It is completely safe. It's like logging into your bank. So no threats on that. You can go ahead and log into your account, and then on the process, it's going to ask you which account, and you want to make sure that your account is set up here on the chart of accounts. If it's not there, you can go ahead and add new right there, or you can go into the chart of accounts and add here. So add new, bank, checking, and then you want to usually put, I don't know, Bank of America, ending on 2222, and that's it. Okay, so you're gonna save and close, and then you're gonna go back there into banking. You're gonna link the account again, choose the bank, log in, and then it's gonna ask you which accounts that you want to link. So if you have multiple accounts, usually if you have a bank account and then maybe you have a credit card or a line of credit, everything is connected, it's all business. You want to make sure that you go ahead and connect all of them. Okay, so once it's connect, on the process of connecting, it's going to ask you for the dates if you want to bring transactions for the current month, or if you want to go at the beginning of the year. And sometimes they may ask you if you want to bring it all the way from the prior year. Now, keep in mind, most banks will only go back up to 3 months, but there are banks that go over a year. So once you load all the transactions into QuickBooks, this is what you're going to see. Okay, so we have 3 buttons here: for review, categorize, and excluded. Now, for review, it's going to be all transactions that flows into QuickBooks but have not been added into QuickBooks. It's just here, and you got to review and categorize them, and then it's going to be in QuickBooks. So it's not an expense, it's not an income right now. It's just sitting there so you can go and categorize them. Okay, on the categorize is transactions you already categorized. And what about excluded, Claudia? What do I put in excluded? I will only put items in excluded if there is duplicate transaction. There's the only reason that I'm going to put. If you have any personal transaction that you happen to charge on your business account, you want to categorize them as an owner's draw or personal pay and expense. So let's suppose that Books by Betsy is a personal transaction. So I'm going to click on the number, on the amount here, and I'm going to put Books by Betsy. And then on the category, I'm going to go to the equity account. And I don't have owner's pay here. So I can actually go all the way to the top and create right from here. This is the same thing as going into the chart of account and adding new. Okay, so this is going to be an equity account. We're going to call owner's equity, and here I can call owner's pay and personal expense. And I believe we might even have here. Exactly. Nope. So that's what I do. Owner's pay and personal expense. Or you can call it owner's draw, whatever you prefer. Save and close. And voila. I would add this transaction. And it's not going to impact my profit and loss. So it's just going to go straight to the balance sheet. So that means if you're looking into your income statement, which means your profit and loss, it's not going to be there, which is what we want. We don't want this to be a deduction for your business. It's going to go straight into an equity account. Okay. All right. So next is, as I look through those transactions here, I see a lot of transactions that have been entered already. And in this case, if it is an income transaction, you always want to match it to a deposit. And if it is an expense that you enter the bill, you want to match it to a bill payment, not to a bill, but to a bill payment. So for income transactions, deposit. For bill expenses, it's going to be a bill payment, not just bill payment, because you need to enter the bill and record the payment as well. So here's easy. I can just go ahead and match those transactions. On the check, if you're not sure that this is the right one, you can click on the number, click on the check over here. It's going to take you to this screen and you'll be able to see the transaction. Okay, so there it is. So that's the detail for the transactions. $228. Hicks Hardware is linked to one purchase order here. And I feel confident that this is the right one, so I can go ahead and click on match. Okay. This is a bill payment. I verify the dates. I verify the amount. This is the right one. If I have any question, I can always open up and click on the bill payment. And it's going to open up for me the details. So I'm paying this bill here. I want to know if I want to find out more. I can click on the bill and voila. So utility, gas, and electric from PG&E. And there's one payment made on the 29th. Okay. So this is right. So I'm going to go ahead and match it. And this one is good. Now, keep in mind, this one for Travis Waldron is trying to match to a payment. Remember that income transaction? We never match it to a payment. So what is missing here is a deposit. So first of all, let me click on 103. I'm going to check this payment. And I'm going to make sure that this payment is going to undeposited funds. And look at this. It is not. So this is a mistake that is very common for most, let's say 99% of business owners. So when you record a payment, you want to record it to undeposited funds. And the reason why we want to do that is because we want to record a deposit. And if you don't put it on deposited funds, I cannot follow the workflow, the QuickBooks workflow. The workflow is to make sure that this transaction is accurate. So what is the workflow for QuickBooks? You're going to see that on my other videos. You see a lot of undeposited funds video that I had on the past, and it kind of teach you how to clear them. But you always want to send all your transaction to undeposited funds so you can follow that workflow. Workflow is invoice, enter the payment. The payment has to be sent to undeposited funds, and then record the deposit, and finally match it in banking. So in this one, we found this payment, but it was deposited into checking. We need to fix that, put on undeposited funds, and we're gonna save and close. Okay. Oh, and then we're gonna get out here and still payment. Okay, undeposited funds, save and close. Okay. All right, so this should be sending the transaction into undeposited funds. So what I'm going to do on the plus new, I'm going to click on plus new. I'm going to record the deposit for that transaction. So we just recorded here. We change it to undeposited funds. This is where the undeposited funds are waiting for you to record deposit when you actually deposit to the bank, and then so that you can match it in banking. So we're going to look at the date. We're going to look at the checking account. Now the date is off. If we go back here, yes, we want to go without saving. We will look at the transaction, and it actually got paid on April 28th, right? So we'll go back here. So we want to not paid, it was deposited on April 28th. So we want to make sure we change the date here to April 28th, because if you just leave it for whatever date you are on right now, this is not going to match. It's going to create an error on your books. So we're going to go ahead and save and close. X out of here. And we're going to go to that 103. And look at this. Hey, hooray. Okay, match the transaction. So we're going to go ahead and keep on matching here. It's right. Another payment here. So we want to open up, click on payment. Same thing. Look at this. Deposit to checking. We want to change to undeposited funds. Save and close. And yes. Saying that is that is linked to others. Are you sure? Yes. So we're going to go ahead and plus new. And anyhow, so if you want more details on undeposited funds, you can watch my other video regarding undeposited funds, and here is just a matter of keep matching the expenses and the bill payment. Everything is good here, so you continue matching. Now those transactions, once you accept them, will go to categorize transaction. Everything that I accepted is right here. Okay, if you want to see everything that was added to to the bank account, including those transactions that you manually entered, such as bill payment or deposits, or that you manually entered, you can go to bank register, and all the transactions are going to be there. Now, you're going to see something here that I wanted to tell you. See this little green box here, rectangle? Okay, so that means that it was added from the bank feeds. Okay, if you don't have the two little green rectangle here, it means that it was manually entered, such as the payment for the MasterCard. So we got some expenses that was entered, and we want to make sure that all these transactions that doesn't have a match will match in banking. So we want to make sure that when you are going through those transactions, you're not just adding them. You need to match them, okay? Except if there is no manual transaction entered. That can be the case as well. But if it is income transaction, you want to make sure that you follow the workflow and enter either the sales receipt or the invoice. Send it to undeposited. If it is the invoice, you got to record the payment afterwards. Send to undeposited funds, record payment, and then match it in banking. Okay. So one more thing, as you're clearing up the banking, you can set up rules to make your life easier. Okay, let's suppose that a rental, here we have some income as well. Okay, let's go someplace else. Let's suppose that Tim Phillip here, Mansory, is always going to be subcontractor. Okay, so I can select the transaction, and then if I have contractor. No, I don't have contractor. So in that case, if I don't have contractor, okay, I don't have any contract, cost of goods sold. Let's see if it's under labor. Okay, it is labor. Okay, we're gonna do labor, and that's same thing as subcontractor. Okay, and I'm gonna create a rule here, and what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna tell QuickBooks that every time I'm paying Tim Phillip, it's going to be labor. It's going to be landscaping service labor. So I don't have to categorize each time. I can just, once I set up the rule, I can just accept it. So that's great if it is all right, right? So I'm going to call it Tim Phillip Massery, and I want to make sure that the payee is there. Sometimes people fail to pay the payee, to add the payee, and you want to make sure that all your transactions will have a payee. Okay, something else. You do have an option on the bottom. Okay, oh, let's talk about description or the details on this. So I'm saying that anytime that I have money out, okay, from the checking account, or you can select all bank accounts if that's the case. Okay, so let's say all bank accounts. Anytime I pay him, and sometimes it may be from a different account, it's always going to be labor. Okay, so we're going to do description, contains, and then contains Tim Phillip Mansory. You can actually do it by amount, and you can say that is any time that is equal to $100 is going to be job supply, and anytime is over $200, it's gonna be cost of goods sold. So you can set it up whatever way would work for you, that is correct. And then here on the bottom you have the option to auto add. Just a quick tip, guys, I never use auto add because auto add can cause all kinds of trouble, including the fact that if you do have a manual transaction enter into QuickBooks, or even an app that's integrated with QuickBooks, right, generating all those manual transaction on the back end, if you have auto add, it will automatically add to QuickBooks, to your books, but it's not going to match to an existing transaction. So you're duplicating your transaction. If it is an income, your tax liability is going to be higher because you're adding your sales twice. If it is an expense account, then you are overstating your expenses, which is not good either. So you don't want to do the auto add. You want to click just so that you can look it up. Usually description contains, this is good enough. We're going to save it. The moment I save it, look what happened here. There's a rule saying that this is Tim Phillip. It's going to be landscaping service. This is for $666. I don't have a bill for him. I don't have a bill payment, so I can actually add that, and that's okay. All right. So you want to make sure that there is no manual transaction already entered. Let's suppose that I'm not sure that Chin's Gas may have a bill payment here. What I can do, I can click on this transaction and find match. And I may find it or it may be incorrect. So usually when you have several transactions like that with different kind of dates, it's just trying to match with whatever transaction we have in QuickBooks, and we don't want to do that, right? So there's no transaction, there's no bill payment for him, so we can just categorize accordingly. Okay, so every time I talk about QuickBooks, I get really excited. I think it's a great program. Very user-friendly, but of course, if you start making mistakes and you don't correct them, it can become a nightmare. You don't want to do that. So if you need a professional, keep in mind we are here to teach you. You can contact us down below. It has our phone number and our web address. You can hire us to do a video chat. and we can walk you through on how to fix those issues, or you can hire as bookkeeper. And obviously we've been doing this for a long time, so we can go straight and fix what needs to be fixed. But I hope that this was helpful. I hope this is tongue tie here. I hope this was helpful. And if you do like this video, please subscribe to our channel. We love to bring contents like that to help the everyday bookkeeping for our small and medium businesses. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share with your friends. But until then, if you have any questions, and if you'd like us to cover another subject, also write down below in the comments, and we'll be able to prepare for the next time. Hope this was helpful. I can't talk today. Hope this was helpful. And until then, happy bookkeeping.